Hey Algebra 1, this is going to be your ed puzzle for tonight. Is it a solution? So go ahead and make sure you have these notes. The color of these notes is actually green. It's just going to be white on the screen as you see here. So make sure you're following along and actually doing the notes in your notebook, okay, as we go through this. So what you're going to be doing is I'm going to give you a solution, or you're going to look for a solution. You're going to basically need to determine, is this a solution to this equation, okay? So the first example, sorry about that. The first example is going to be a table. As you can see above here, it says for tables, it is a solution if the xy point or coordinate is in the table. Actually, I should edit that, and that's a T, not an I. If the xy point is in the table or part of the pattern. Okay, so this first one says is 212 a solution for the table? Well, if 2 is the x, 12 is the y, and it's right there. So yes, it is a part of this pattern or this table. And now you can name a point that is a solution. So if you do get yes, just name a different point that's a solution. Another point would be 1 and 9. You could choose any of them, and make sure you write it with parentheses and a comma. Okay, the next one would be 520. Is that a solution? Okay, well the x is 5, and that's not up here, so we need to continue the pattern. So the pattern on the bottom here is going by 3's, so the next one after 15 would be 18, and after that would be 21. So when I plug in 5, I get 21, not 20. So in this case, this is not a solution, so that's no. And then again, you could just name a point, and also this says name a point that is not a solution. So if I plug in 3, I should get 15. So if I put 3 and 14, that's not a solution because I should get 15, not 14. Okay, so because the question is what is not a solution in that case. Okay? Okay, open up your page and go to the next one. Okay, the next one, you're going to get a graph. And with graphs, go back up here to the first page. For graphs, it is a solution if the xy point or coordinate is, I should say, on. I think this just got cut off. And actually that is on your guy's sheet. It's cut off on my paper here. Is if it's on the line. So if that point's on the line, it is a solution. So if I go down here, it says is 27 a solution? Well, I need to find where that is on the graph. I go right 2, up 7, and there it is right there. It is on the line. So yes, that is a solution. Okay? Now this question is f of 4 equals 12 a solution? Remember, 4 is the x, 12 is the y. So that point is just 412. Go to the graph, write 4, go up to 12, and that is not on the line. So that point is not a solution because it's not touching the line. So this would be a no. And then this question is, why is negative 3, 4 not a solution? Well, let's check to see where it's at. Negative 3, 4 would be in this direction, and that would be like somewhere like right here. Well, first of all, 1, it's not on the line, and 2, there's nothing past the graph to the left. We can't go to the left. Remember, this is figures and tiles, and we can't have a negative input. So we would say negative inputs don't exist. Or you can simply just say it is not on the line. Okay? Okay, so then the next one, sorry that doesn't look like line, but that says on the line, L-I-N-E. Okay, so now, next one, decide if the statements are true or false based on the situation. Okay, let's go back up to the first page. Okay, for word problems, which is the situations, it is a solution if the x and y, let's just say y here, y value make the equation true. Okay, so let's go down here to to number 3? Well, first we need to find the equation. Okay, so Mario has, and that would be has $600 in the bank. So we know that's our starting point. Okay, and then withdrawals $25 each week. Well, we know that's the slope because of each. Okay, so on this problem, just remember that it says withdrawals. When you withdraw something, you're taking it away from the bank. Okay, so that means you'll have less money in the bank. So that means this number has to be negative. So it's going to be y equals negative 25x plus 600. Okay? So now what we're going to do is first you need to identify what's x and y in each problem, and then just use the equation to solve it. Okay, so after 3 weeks, Mario has $550 after 3 weeks. Well, this is going to be your y. Okay, because at the end of the day, after I plug in the how many weeks here for x, because x is weeks, then I will figure out how much money I have. So just to remind you, if your slope, you really want to look at your slope to determine what is x and what is y. So if this says $25 each week, then right away you know that that weeks is x, because that's the one next to your slope. Okay, and then your starting point will tell you which one is the y. Okay, because it's in dollars, so you know your starting point, your y is in dollars. Okay, so now just go ahead and plug in these values into the equation. So we're using this equation here, negative 25x plus 600, and I'm just going to plug in. Remember, use parentheses anytime you plug in next to a number. Sorry, that's 600. Okay, and here the x is 3, the y is 600. Sorry, not 600. It's 550. This number here. Okay. First thing is we're going to multiply negative 25 times 3. Okay, so let's just rewrite it everything. Negative 25 times 3 is negative 75 plus 600. Okay. And then negative 75 plus 600, well, that's going to be 525. And that is not equal. That's not a true statement. So this is not true. He will not have 550 after 3 weeks. He will have actually a different amount. He'll have 525. Okay, so this is false. Okay, so now, next one, same thing, except this actually just kind of shows you what x and y is easily. So 600 goes here. Negative 25 times the x, 0, plus 600. Okay, so now negative 25 times 0 is just 0, so that goes away. And I have 600 equals 600. And that is true. That's verdad. Okay, so that is a true statement. Okay, this one, remember, it says the 10th week, so that's x, and then has 350, so that's our y. 350 equals negative 25 times 10 plus 600. Okay, so now negative 25 times 10. Okay, it's 250. And then negative 25 plus 600, different signs, so we subtract, and that is 350. So this is also true. Okay, same thing for the last one. Go ahead and try it yourself. I'll pause the video. Okay, so I plugged in 5 here, 475 here, and then 5 times 20, negative 25, 1 negative 125, and 600 plus 125, or negative 125 is 475, so that one is true. Okay, so now let's go up here. Okay, same thing. This one is another statement, so you're going to do the same thing, make an equation. So Carla starts the race with a 6-meter head start. Okay, so start gives it away right there. We know right away that this is our starting point. Okay, and that must mean that she runs 3 meters every 2 seconds. Okay, that's our slope. Now careful here, because the slope is 3 meters every 2, and remember, if it's 3 meters every, or each, or whatever this word is, and then there's a number after, it's going to be a fraction, 3 over 2. Okay, so 3 over 2x plus 6 is our equation. So now, this one after 8 seconds, now let's see, what is seconds? Is that the x or the y? Okay, well, if you remember what I said, look at the slope, and the time right there, seconds, right next to slope, so that's x. Okay, she ran 18 meters, so that's our y. So I'll plug in 18 here. 3 over 2 times our x, which is 8. Okay, now you have to remember how to multiply your fractions. Okay, so here, remember we have to put the fraction over 1, and then we multiply across. 8 times 3 is 24. Actually, let's do this on the next line, or move it over a little bit. Okay, so 18 equals 8 times 3 is 24, and then 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, then we divide. 24 divided by 2 is 12. And then 18, 12 plus 6 is 18. So that is true. Okay, do it again. Okay, in this case, our y is 6. X is 0. Okay, 0 times this is always going to be 0. And then we're left with 6 equals 6, so that is true. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try this one on your own. I'm going to pause the video. Okay, after working it out, I got 22 equals 24. That's not true, so this is false. And just remember, again, when you plug in this 12 seconds, which is your x, you need to put it over 1 in order to multiply this fraction. 3 times 12 is 36, 2 times 2 is 2, and then just divide it and you get 18. And then you can add it and figure out the rest. Okay, I'll have you guys do this one on your own as well. Again, after working this one out, I get 10 equals 12, so that was incorrect, false. Okay, remember the x is 4, 10 is y, so that 10 went here, 4 went here. I put the 4 over 1 and then multiplied across. 12 divided by 2, 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, and that does not equal 10. Okay, last couple ones here. Okay, so now, again, I want you guys to go ahead and make the classroom this time. Sorry, make the equation this time, not the classroom. And go ahead and make the equation. Pause the video. Okay, so this last word over here, it's actually borrows a chair. It's already on yours, so you don't have to write it in. I have 38 chairs in my classroom, and each day Mr. Osborne borrows a chair and returns it. So think about this. You have 38 chairs. Okay, so that's where we're starting. That's your starting point. And so let's just write that out. We're just missing the slope. And then you borrow a chair each day, but you return it at the end of the day. So even though you borrow one, you put it back. So you never really get more each day. So there's no change here. So that means it's 0. But of course, 0 always cancels out. So we're just left with y equals 38. Okay? And you could actually, to make this easier on yourself, so it makes a little bit more sense as we go through this, you could use this equation, 0 times x plus 38. And I'll show you why that might be a little bit more useful to you. Okay, so by the end of the week, I have 33 chairs. Is that false? Yes. Right away I know, because I never changed the amount of chairs. So that is false. I had 38 to begin with, so I don't even need the equation for that. This one, on the 7th day, okay, so remember it's going by days. On the 7th day, so x is day, and I had 38 chairs. Okay, well, just intuitively we know if I started with 38 and I never changed, well then obviously I must end with 38. Or if I use the equation here, I can plug in 38 here. Sorry, that's at 38. And then plug in 7 here. And then you can see 0 times 7, well that's 0, and then 38 equals 38. Oh, sorry, no, I didn't mean to do that. So yes, that is right. True. Okay, last one. Here, you're given an equation. Not a word problem, just an equation. And all you have to do is make sure it's true. So I want you to go ahead and plug in these values, x and y, and see if it's true. Pause the video and then do it yourself. So after you work them both out, I plug in 1 here, and 6 here for y, and I end up with 6 equals 6, so that's true. And here also I plug in -2. -3 times -2 is +6, and 6 plus 9 is 15. So that is also true. Okay, that's it for this video.